to me Brandon. We left off when the Hebrews were leaving Egypt to go to the promised land God had for them. It took 10 plagues until Pharaoh finally ceded to let the Hebrews go, but Pharaoh later changed his mind. Let's hear the story. As soon as Pharaoh set them free, the Hebrew slaves set off in a hurry to leave Egypt. They took with them all their belongings, plus the gold, silver, gifts the Egyptians had given them. God did not lead them along the coastal road towards the lands where the Philistines lived. This might have led to a battle with tough Philistines who had gone near the freed slaves were not repelled, for and many might have fled back to Egypt. Instead, he led them into a desert by the Red Sea. During the day, God led them in a pillar of cloud that always stayed in front of them and never disappeared. All night long, God led them in a pillar of fire that lit up the well. Eventually, God led them to the shore of the Red Sea where they camped. Meanwhile, just as God had warned Moses, Pharaoh and the Egyptians changed their mind and wanted the Hebrews back as their slaves. Pharaoh got in his chariot and gathered all his troops and 600 chariots to chase after the escaping Hebrews. When the escaping people saw the troops approaching, they cried out in fear. Have you brought us now into the desert to die? They complained to Moses. We'd rather be alive as slaves in Egypt than dying in the desert. Don't be afraid, replied Moses. Stand firm and see how God is going to deliver you. The Lord is going to fight for us, and you will never see the Egyptians again. Tell the people to move forward towards the Red Sea. God told Moses. Then hold your staff high and stretch out your hand over the sea to divide it so they can cross it on dry land. Moses obeyed. The freed slaves watched as the pillar of cloud that had been leading them moved between them and the chasing Egyptians. God drove the sea back with a strong east wind and turned it into dry land. The people crossed through the sea with a wall of water on either side of them. The Egyptians tried to chase after them, but God jammed the wheels of the chariots and there was confusion among the troops. God is fighting against us, they yelled. God then told Moses to raise his hand over the sea. At daybreak, the walls of waters collapsed and the dry path disappeared. The whole army of Pharaoh was swept away. No one survived. Those safely on the shore knew God had delivered them as he had promised to put their trust in him. They also realized that Moses was God's servant and the best person to lead them. Moses and all those who had escaped sang a song about the rescue to thank God. Aaron's sister Miriam, the prophets and the woman, took tambourines and led everyone in dancing to celebrate. This story we can see an important lesson in trusting in God. It's baffling to see how, after all the plagues God sent to the Egyptians, the Hebrews still doubted that they would be safe when they cornered at the Red Sea by the Egyptians. That's why it's important to trust in God always, no matter the circumstances, because he always has a plan for our lives. Just as God saved the Hebrews from the Egyptians, God can do the same thing for us when we face difficulties. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!